Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to yet another Rage video where we are finally here. Our last spot on Under the Influence, sort of. And again, I'll explain what I mean by sort of towards the end, because the last song on the... Well, we'll just get to that in a second, because we've got to go headfirst through this. Now, considering everything I've said from Under the Influence thus far, just to get to this point, you guys have probably been made aware that I have an extremely high opinion of Overkill, and very rarely have disappointed me. And if they have disappointed me, it's maybe just because it could be maybe a little bit better than what it should have been. But again, I'm very easygoing for some good old fashioned thrash, which Overkill have been batting out for nearly 40 years. So you tell me. So if you guys want to check out the original video for yourselves, and again, it's just what it is for this channel. It's just good old fashioned, no nonsense thrash. So let's dive in head first. As soon as the thing will play, there we go. Got a nickel that says you do. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was Headfirst by Overkill. Originally, I was sort of like almost in the band of saying it sounds like a little like nondescript. It sounds just a bit like it's the sort of thing you kind of would imagine that Overkill would just do in their sleep. And then when the lyrics kicked in, and to be fair, I think Blitz is absolutely the sort of person to do. There's something about the way as well that you hear, like the way Bobby Blitz performs some of these. Obviously, he's got his like very signature high-pitched tone going on, but then it's coupled together. And you may have heard me mention this like earlier in this album, how I compared this a lot to things like the Toxic. Well, Exodus was really the big thing I compared this to, because I think both Under the Influence and I think it was Natural Disaster were both released around about the same time, and there's quite a number of similarities to a lot of those things on Natural Disaster, like the Toxic Waltz and things like Headfirst and Never Say Never. And again, I do not think this is a bad idea whatsoever. It gives, but I think specifically for Overkill, it gives them a great deal of personality, because they can do really fun, loose, and very funky sort of little numbers, and coupled together with solo after solo, style after style. Overkill is so good at pulling you in. It's one of those bands you sort of like have to get in the mood in a little bit, but if you're not in the mood, listen to them and you will be in the mood. That's what strikes me as so this is the thing, this is what the game lost, ladies and gentlemen. This is what people need to understand, is that it's all well and good to like blare and blist your speakers until they explode, but if people don't listen to it for the second time, then what's the point of doing it in the first place? It's, for example, things like Pisces by the band Ginger. You know what? People listen to that time and time again, and it wasn't just because of the shock factor. Let me tell you that much. And I believe it's absolutely the same with Overkill, is that I find it's incredibly hard to do things for like shock value, and it's why Overkill doesn't really have shock value. They have a wow factor, and that is the sort of thing that you keep coming back to, because I reckon I could go and listen to this album. Right, okay, so where was I? So here's interestingly where we are at right now, because There is one more song on Under the Influence. It's called Overkill 3. This is strictly speaking called Under the Influence, but kind of what I did exactly for Metallica's Unforgiven trilogy. I want to do things a bit differently. I want to do the first Overkill Part 1, 2, and 3 as sort of all together. And a little bit different, let's say, because I do have some kind of mixed feelings about the Unforgiven trilogy, but considering I legitimately have never heard of anything of the Overkill trilogy before, it would give me some really interesting ideas to see exactly what I'm missing out on. In fact, maybe it'll be a good idea to do. I'm pretty sure like I will have to go check, but I'm pretty sure the Overkill Part 1 was on Feel the Fire, and then Part 2 was on Taking It Over, which I don't know. I really don't know about whether I should do just Feel the Fire like immediately after. Oh yeah, here it is. Because I would absolutely I would love nothing more to do than do Feel the Fire immediately after doing Under the Influence. But I do feel like maybe we should just have a little bit of like a break for now. There is such thing as getting too much of a good thing, and this is, again, we'll be going back to almost where it all began, which is going to be an interesting adventure in itself. But I think we'll put the brakes on that for shortly, because aside from that, Under the Influence is damn near almost a perfect album, because I have almost no real objections to it whatsoever. Each song has a lot of great variety. The solos that you get out of Gustafsson, the beats through the likes of Salak and Verni is second to none. Blitz's signature, his pace, his temperament is one of the most credible you're ever going to get out of a metal band. And finally, if you're a keen metal fan, you should definitely check out Overkill. They are the unsung heroes of metal. You heard it here first. So anyway, I hope all of you guys have enjoyed this reaction video, and I hope you've also enjoyed Under the Influence. Though, again, like I said, this isn't technically the end, but it's the end for now. So I hope all of you guys have enjoyed this, and I cannot wait to see all of you guys again in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye for now.
Hey champ, glad you could make it to the end of the video. I'm super glad you cared this much. If you could do me a great favor and like this video and subscribe to my guy right here. He didn't want to say it himself because he knows I say it way better. Till next time. Mwah!